Alrighty, everyone. Well, this is it. This is today's last episode. Oh, wow. This is bittersweet. So let's go ahead and just talk with everybody. I never believed Lieutenant Schwartz could be a terrorist, and I'm just as convinced now that Colonel Richard can't possibly be the one behind the coup. I mean, the facts are the facts, but it just seems so surreal to me. How could a man like that fall so far? I was shocked when I found out the intelligence division was behind the coup and they planned it all out from right inside the castle. Still, I'm glad that we were able to at least hold the birthday celebration. I can't believe that Colonel Richard was the man behind the coup. As a fellow soldier, I really just don't know what to say. I feel almost like I've come home. As the Royal Army, it's our duty to safeguard the castle. Definitely seems like he was under the same mind control everybody else was under. The other officials who were sent away on forced vacation should be rolling back in right about now. Things are about to get very busy for us, I think. Stupid coup, we have so much reorganising to do and so much leftover work. Another late night, huh? Working for the court is the pits. I've got to get back to work. The Duke claimed there was nothing to do and put us on forced vacation, but, well, look at all of this. It'll take us eons to clean up this mess. Vegetable dishes are my speciality. After all, I'm a Roland man, and vegetables are what real Roland men do. When Her Majesty and the Princess dine together, that's when I feel real pressure. I found out where the rats were coming from. It seems they've been breeding in the castle's treasury. A coup d'etat and rats? Darn that intelligence division. Wow, we can actually get a gander in here a bit more. Oh, are you two heading out? The town is no doubt abuzz with festivities. If you are to attend them yourself, please take care. The city must be in quite a state today, no? If I didn't have work, I'd love to go see for myself. This is just between you and me, but I saw the lead of the Special Ops without his mask, and let me tell you, he is one handsome man. I wonder why he wears it. Well, to hide his identity for starters. The town square must be alight with activity right about now, but I have some important matters to discuss at the moment. You two go and enjoy the festivities without me if you would. Well, hello, it's been a while. General Morgan? It has been a long time. I heard you saved my granddaughter out at the Herb Royal Villa. The villa? Oh yeah, Rihanna. We only did what was needed. It's the life of a bracer. Oh, stop with the humbleness already, you're much too young for that. In the end, you saved not just the villa, but Her Majesty and indeed the kingdom itself. This time, I'm going to thank you properly. General, you two did well. Very well. Got to say, I've heard much more heartfelt thank yous in my time. But not from you, General, so, thanks for the thanks. It pains me to request that you return to service after closing that chapter of your life, Cassius. But gentle though you be, I know you have an iron will, and I know you will do what you must. My sincerest apologies to you, but I ask if you could lend me your father's strength for a time. Oh, go on then, you can use him. Check all these rooms out. Time to clean the rooms. It's been hectic preparing for so many guests tonight. Castle Blueprints, the Seven Treasures, Chronicles of the 100 Days War. The Intelligence Division finally sent back all the books they borrowed. This is Professor Russell and Miss Tita's room. Regrettably, though, they appear to have stepped out. Olivia? Estelle, Joshua, I heard from Cassius that you've become full-class bracers. Well done, well done. Congratulations, my dear little pussycats. Could you just, we'll just go with thanks. Olivia, what brings you here? I'd heard you were invited to tonight's celebratory banquet, but, well, I didn't think you'd be here already. Yeah, seriously. What's a guy who loves parties doing drinking alone in a quiet place like this? Better be careful, or some people might start thinking you're an imposter. The news of you two becoming full-fledged bracers filled my heart almost to bursting. So much so that I saw no recourse but to hold an impromptu concert in front of the grand arena. Ah, if only you had witnessed the unbridled excitement I inspired in my legion of fans. Right. Makes me think of the performance at Harkin Gate. Indeed, and such a public explosion of passion left me drained, so I wandered here for a quiet place to drink and brood. Ah me, in restless dreams walking alone, sharing the drink they call loneliness. Before you sits the beauty and the beast that is man. I can't make those words fit together into anything resembling sense. So yeah, about your reunion with my dad. You apparently have something you need to talk about with him, don't you? I do? You do? As a matter of fact, it seemed to me as though Dad already knew who you were. Inconceivable, my pretty kitty. Surely a man like him and a man such as I would have little need to spread our wings and fly. Yeah, he definitely knows something. He's acting weird even for him. Definitely, there's more to this story for sure. Pups, forget about the worries on your mind. Come, dance to the beat of the rhythm of the night. Let the sounds of our feet and our laughter chase away those lurking twin trolls, forgotten past and unknown future. Colonel Richard visited me every evening and we would talk for hours about anything and everything. I still can't believe he'd rebel against Her Majesty. The princess has returned, so I am presently cleaning her room. For a dirty room, you see, it's not very welcoming. The princess is currently roaming the city incognito. She says that some school friends of hers are visiting. Alright, I guess it's time to head on into town, and I believe there is another bracer request that we should be able to find now that we've spoken to Olivia. So let's go see if we can find that. Make sure that we triggered it. So, Her Majesty's illness was all some kind of lie? Dubious though it may be, I'm just thankful to hear that she's alright. I was quite worried about her. Everything got all crazy there for a while, but in the end I got to see my grandkid and Her Majesty. Thank the goddess. The princess was so very, very pretty. When I saw her, I was all, aww. I was going to propose to my girlfriend out in front of the castle gates, when suddenly the gates opened up and a bunch of royal guardsmen and bracers flew past us. I thought they'd come to stop me from proposing or something. Yeah, it's silly, I know. I lost my nerve though, and still haven't said anything to her. I can't believe something like that happened while I was standing right there. But I mustn't let myself get so easily bothered. The climax of our trip is just around the corner. Maybe I'll head into town. I ought to be pretty wild right now. I put my wallet in my belt so it wouldn't get stolen, but now I can't find it. Where'd it go? Daddy, I want a drink. Messengers don't get off for the Queen's birthday celebration. The service industry sucks. Such beautiful buildings, they all have such architectural and historical flair to them. And yet there's a certain humble simplicity to them as well. Quite a contrast to the architecture prominent in the Republic. Here we go, say Fuzzy Pickles. We don't have to stay here. A picture and a trip to the toilet is memory enough. Free too. Aww, this is why I hate going places with you, Daddy. Nothing to report. I'm going to hit the town myself after my watch is finished. I finally got to see the Queen for the first time in I don't even know how long. As soon as I saw her face, all my worries just melted away. I hear the Braces who won the tournament were the same ones who stopped the coup. How amazing is that? Yeah, it was right at that corner. I saw a girl who looked just like Princess Claudia. I wonder if it really was her. Oh, come now. The princess was only just standing on the castle terrace. How could she have changed clothes and gotten all the way here in such a short time? Good point, I withdraw my observation. Still, you don't see too many students in their uniforms away from the school. Colonel Richard was behind the coup d'etat. I still can't believe it. Heck, I don't want to believe it. I respected that man. Please move along. Dawdling is seen as suspicious and will be questioned. Are we really staying here? It's quite an impressive building. This is our daughter's present to us for our anniversary, a trip to the royal capital. And during the birthday celebration, no less. Best present ever. I've always wanted to visit the capital at least once before I bite the big one. Since I've come all this way, I might as well take a tour, no? Hey, Joshua. Hans, what brings you here? What brings me here? What brings me here? All the time, and that's the first question out of your mouth. Do you know how lonely all my nights have been? Do you? I never forgot you, Joshua. I came running all this way to the capital to see you. But where's the princess outfit? Still the same as ever, I see. Darn straight. Looks like you've been through a lot, but you seem as full of energy as ever, thankfully. Next time you're in Rouen, be sure to stop by the school, okay? Estelle, Joshua, Jill, long time no see. I heard about your adventures from Chloe. Sounds like you guys have been busy. Ruby Knight Julius indeed. Estelle, Joshua. Oh, Chloe, there you are. Yeah, I'd heard that Jill and Hans were here, so I sneaked out of the castle and came to see them. You sure do know how to act unprincessy. But of course, and I wanted to thank you too. You've been nothing but helpful at every turn. Us? Nah, it's totally all you. We've learned a whole bunch just from being around you. You've taught us all about kindness and courtesy and strength of spirit and all that other junk. Not that it's actually junk. I'm so bad at this. What I'm trying to say is, that's what friends do, so believe me, no thanks are necessary. Estelle, I'm so glad to see you again. Oh ho, nice to see you, it's been a long time. Jill and Hans have come to the capital as school representatives. Only the birthday celebration could match the excitement of the martial arts competition. We've got more foreign visitors than we've ever had before. Seems like it's gonna get pretty busy around here. He's gonna be busy with no extra wait staff. This is just what I was afraid of. Lots and lots of backed up deliveries. Times may be tough, but at least Colonel Bright's back. We've just got to hang in there. Roll call, everyone. My husband has a lot of energy. Jeez. How many times are you going to take roll call, Dad? How many times will it take until you're satisfied? Yeah, there's only 3 of you, jeez. So, where am I? Without a map, I'm honestly lost. Always, even back home. Oh ho ho ho! I did it! I passed the entrance exam for the Fisherman's Guild. My husband's gone back to work now, so it's totally my time to shine. He thinks he's the master fisherman. Ha! I'll show him. Both Her Majesties, the Queen and Princess, looked well, did they not? I caught no sight of Duke Doonan, however. I wonder where he was. I heard General Morgan's grandchild was one of the hostages. I can't imagine Colonel Richard doing such a thing. Colonel Richard's been here many times, and every time he always flatters us with praise. He's so very polite and upstanding. That Richard could even dream of a coup d'etat. Some troops fight for their country because they truly love it, and I always took him to be such a man. Somehow that love must have become twisted. Perhaps he convinced himself he was serving the country's best interests. I have to believe that. I can't imagine he would ever incriminate himself for any less noble reason. Hey, it's Estelle the Bracer. Let's play sometime, okay? Incredible. Even the regular neighbourhoods here are posh. I'm so glad the birthday celebration went off without a hitch. Colonel Richard being behind the coup d'etat blows my mind. I had no idea, and I was working right alongside him. Maybe I'll go say some prayers today. I think I'm going to have fun here. Long live the Queen. So this is Gransell Cathedral. They both say the same thing? Why am I still here? After all that's happened, I'm so glad the town has gone back to its former peace. The will of Adios be praised. Estelle, Joshua, how goes it? Hey Julia, fancy meeting you here. The Archbishop was very kind to me when I took asylum here. I wanted to thank him and keep him up to date on the current situation as well. Ah, okay, that makes sense. And I wanted to thank the both of you too. You're the reason we were able to save Her Majesty and the Princess. If you hadn't been there, well, at any rate, you have our sincerest gratitude. Don't thank us, it was a group effort. Give a little, get a little, you know? Besides, we wanted to rescue Her Majesty just as much as you did. So it's win-win. Her Majesty's safe and everybody's happy. I suppose that's true. But thank you nonetheless. It's such a joy to see so many smiling faces. May they all be blessed. Never did get to find out what's behind that door. I'm so grateful that the birthday celebration is a success. Praise be to Adios and her protective embrace. Hard and honest work will always lead you down the right path. A common saying in our modern post-revolutionary orbal society, no? How fascinating that the wisdom of Zemeria has taken on such a form and survived all these years. All we can do is watch over you and pray. We cannot involve ourselves in your struggle beyond that. What are you talking about? Why would that famous army guy stage a coup like that? I wish he hadn't gotten the whole city involved in it. Once things calm down, I'm sending my husband out to go look for a job again. So the ports were all closed because of the coup, eh? Man, thanks for the headache, Royal Army idiots. After the birthday celebration, I bet I'll have a mountain of work waiting for me. I've been reorganised by the Archbishop, so maybe I'll put out a book about my trip. Recognised, not reorganised. You'd be surprised how useful one's life experience can be when one's been on a world pilgrimage. I like the feel in the air here. I'm not really all that tired, but it can't hurt to take a short rest. Ew, there's bits of paper in my cup. We're lucky we found these empty seats. The coffee here just has that aroma of quality, you know? So this is the famous La Belle News building, is it? I wonder if we can go inside. It's been a long time since we've had a story this juicy. The Bracers and the Royal Guards storming Gransell Castle. It's sure great for tourism. It's no wonder the birthday celebration is more packed than ever before. Ah, dear me, I'm much too old to be living on the lam. Were you okay being left on your own with a gate? Absolutely fine. He was very courteous and mindful of my needs. He even made sure to plan our daily routes so as not to wear me down too much. I haven't any complaints about a gate at all. Oh. He's no Cassius, of course, but I'm still grateful to him. Estelle, Joshua. Wow, Titan, you look happy. Grandpa promised me we would have ice cream. Oh, ice cream. Ice cream is good. You bet it is. I asked the gate to come too, but he said he didn't want to. A gate eating ice cream? I'd pay good money to see that. I bet he'd like it if he tried it though. I didn't think that the martial arts competition would be used as a cover for a coup, but Colonel Richard didn't seem very content with his position as it was. There are still some intelligence division members at large, and it's entirely possible they could try to target Gransel City. Looks like we're going to be well and truly busy for quite some time yet. I was shocked when I heard Colonel Richard had tried to stage a coup d'etat. I'm just glad it was stopped before it actually got started. And that's all thanks to the Royal Guard and the Braces. Yay, it's Estelle and Joshua. You know, Niall was telling me something interesting. He said this story is going to win us the Pulitzer Prize. The what now? Don't you mean the Shh, you want to get sued? The Pulitzer is an annual award presented to the very best examples of journalism, literature and music. There's no higher honour for any reporter. Ah well, good for you then I guess. It's actually all thanks to you two. You're my whole story. Wow, I can't believe they just did a fourth wall, almost breaking joke. Joshua, Estelle, great job. Our special coup edition has been flying off the stands. There is a ton of buzz right now about your little stunt. Sorry I couldn't get you guys some fame from it, the guild made me withhold your names. Biggest scoop of my career, you guys, you did real good. I'm off to cover this ice cream shop that people have been lining up to eat at. It's in the East Block, I bet its business is booming again today. Ha, Niall really let me have it this time. I'll have to have him teach me how he always manages to get such a great scoop. Our special edition covering Colonel Richard's coup d'etat has generated a whole lot of buzz. It's already outsold our Mayor Dalmore and Colonel Richard editions combined twice over. It was such a huge incident everyone felt that they had to write in about it. We're totally swimming in mail. So that's everyone here. Yeah, only an event as big as the birthday celebration could bring in crowds like this. Time to make some sales. It took so much time getting here with all of the airships grounded. I'm glad Her Majesty has gotten better. The kingdom can rest easy now. It's pretty hopping today. Hopping is all he has to say. I was so surprised to hear about the coup d'etat. Looking at the city, I'd never have imagined it. I just can't believe that Colonel Richard staged that coup. It's inconceivable. No, I know exactly what that word means. He's just a victim of circumstance, that's all. Colonel Richard staging a coup d'etat. He looked so worried about the kingdom when I saw him before outside the castle. Was it all an act? Can't believe we got the wool pulled over our eyes so badly. But where should we go next? There's just so much to see. The cathedral might be nice, but what I really want to see are the ruins of the Annenberg Wall. We came to the capital for the Queen's birthday celebration. I'm exhausted from all the tourism. Do you know some place I can sit and rest for a bit? That store looks expensive, like I'd be spending a fortune just walking through the door. I didn't expect the city to be this big when I invited my mum to come see it with me. It's hard to imagine Colonel Richard as the one who planned this whole coup d'etat. Every one of us was taken in by his lies. Princess Claudia has really grown up. She's like 10 billion times more suitable for succession than Duke Dunan could ever be. Where's the ice cream shop I've been hearing so much about? I'm so hungry. We came all this way, so why not eat out somewhere nice, perhaps a place like this? They all look so mouth-watering though, I can't decide. I would never have guessed Colonel Richard would plan a coup d'etat. Everything he said in that magazine interview, it was all just propaganda, all just lies. I'm utterly shocked. Seeing the Queen healthy was a real comfort. All that suspicion from the Royal Guardsmen was unfounded. A lot's been happening lately, but I think things are finally starting to get back to normal. Hey you two! Zin! So what's your next move? Back to the Republic? I'm in no rush. There doesn't seem to be any crisis in the Republic so bad that I absolutely have to be there for it. Besides, this country is full of fine opponents from your Bracer Guild. As long as I'm here, it would be a waste to leave without testing my mettle a bit more. Fine opponents. Who'd you have in mind? For starters, you've got a Gate, the so-called Heavy Blade, not to mention your Silver Streak Sherazard. And who could forget? Champions of this year's martial arts competition. Perhaps the strongest of them all. Aw, Zin, that's so sweet. But don't think it means I'll go any easier on you, and don't you hold back on us, it's on, man. She doesn't speak for both of us. Feel free to hold back if you'd like. In fact, I might even prefer it. The martial arts tournament could be a good opportunity to hone my skills. And if Zin the Immovable made an appearance there, why don't you try to get in next year, Agate? Maybe. It might be nice. But it's become such a circus, and I don't like doing tricks for a crowd. Well, whatever floats your boat. You did a remarkable job. Based on your performance, I'd say you two are already fine, full-fledged bracers. But never forget, these are only the first steps in your career. Thank you, sir. So Kurt, are you feeling any better? I'm fine, just fine. I remember just about everything except the identity of the guy who erased my memories. That's the only missing piece. Welcome back, brave heroes. Grant, you guys were amazing. Better than any other junior bracer I've met, that's for darn sure. Yay us! We couldn't have done it without everyone's help though. I mean, my dad ended up saving my butt in there, so I'm not exactly solo heroine material. You guys are something else. Guess this makes us partners. Here's to us. Guess they're not here right now. Probably out and about. Oh, it must be them here. Wonderful. Frabduous. Huzzah for Her Majesty. Kalu, Calais, I say, I say. Seeing Princess Claudia again makes me feel secure about LaBelle's future. There's still some guys from the Special Ops out there somewhere. We've got to stay alert. We wanted to stay in the capital and fight for Her Majesty the Queen. Getting tricked away by fake orders is a real embarrassment for us. It's busy here, but no busier than the East Block, I bet. I got lost. I'm going to ask for directions over at the Bracer Guild. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. We don't have any new assignments today. You two may feel free to go on about and enjoy your date. Date? Who's on a date? We are so not dating yet. Yeah. At all. I meant at all. The Royal Army will be out in force during the festivities, but the other bracers should be around as well. Check the bars, shops and inns. You're sure to find them. Oh, and not to dampen the mood of this joyous festival, but I have further news. Specifically, I've learned a few things about Jester. Oh, that? That's the corps 2nd Lieutenant Lawrence belonged to before joining the Intelligence Division, correct? Indeed. They were a small team that primarily operated from a small autonomous state on the outskirts of Erebonia. They were quite skilled, as they'd have to be, to call themselves a Jaeger Corps. But about 6 months ago, the entire group vanished. The entire group? You mean everyone? Were they, like, wiped out in some border skirmish? No, there are no records of them being in battle at that time. In total, over 100 people disappeared and not a soul knows what happened to them. Yowza, that's creepy. That timetable overlaps with Lawrence joining the intelligence division. Are the two events related? We're investigating that. We might find out more from the Royal Army, actually. And there's one more thing. It sounds like the plans for a member of the Imperial family to attend the birthday celebration were cancelled. The only Ereboni representative at the ceremony will be a simple ambassador, much like in previous years. Okay. Weren't they supposed to be a marriage candidate for Chloe or something? Yeah, an arranged marriage to help cement Duke Dunan's ascendancy. The Queen herself put a stop to the marriage talks, from what I've heard. I suppose it's why the royal family cancelled their visit altogether. The Royal Army will be out in force during the festivities, but the other braces should be around as well. Okay, already read that. Here we go, the embassy mission. I'd like someone to find and detain one blonde-haired, self-proclaimed musician wearing a white coat, who is thought to be arriving in the royal city by eventide today. And I think we all know who that is and exactly where he is. I was glad to finally see the Queen's face again. Who in their right mind would want to overthrow a ruler like Queen Alicia? Almost missed that conversation. The best fishing gear is that which represents engineering, efficiency, and elegance. The sort of gear I'd want to own even if I never fished at all, just for its sheer beauty. Yesterday I met a rather charming woman. We happily inducted her into our growing society. I swear I've never seen a newbie handle a fishing pole quite so well before. The world is going by too fast for me nowadays. I just want to slow it all down and fish at Valeria Shore. The martial arts competition, the Queen's birthday celebration, all well and good. But there are lots of us who'd rather be out fishing right now. I'll never forgive Colonel Richard. He's grounded the airships and stolen our fishing from us. And there was also that coup d'etat. But the fishing thing is more important. We wanted to stay in the capital and fight for Her Majesty the Queen. Oh, already read that one. I heard Colonel Richard was put under arrest. He never struck me as that kind of person. Step right on up. Go ahead and don't be shy. There's an ice cream shop in the East Block that's doing great business, I hear. I went there to check them out, but the lines were so long that I just gave up and went home. They can't beat us, though. With conferences day in and day out, I imagine Her Highness must be a very busy woman. If Her Highness really wants to relax, she needs to get as far away as she can. I hear Bose is quite nice this time of year. I was planning on going home early, but I guess that didn't happen. Well, you've had a lot to discuss, I'm sure. Indeed, Headmaster Collins has actually suggested we start a committee for royal ascendancy. There was a lot of mess with that coup, and the damage to our public image is quite big. We're going to have to start working more in concert with the other countries. Sounds to me like you're in for some busy times. All the more reason to kick back and relax tonight, no? I believe a walk to the cathedral for some prayer is in order. Actually, come to think of it, the first time I met you was on a day when you were skipping church. All the more reason to go now. Though I'm sure Adios can forgive me for a little infraction like that, right? You'd better watch out, my friend here is crazy about girls. If he sees a beautiful girl, he's got a 95% chance of falling in love at first sight. Princess Claudia is so kind and so pretty too. She makes my heart race. Festivals are so much fun. Alright, what's broken today? My deliveries aren't getting out because the airships were all grounded and everything's backed up. But I did everything I could. I hate that I have no control over this whatsoever. After all that trouble, it's good to have some peace and quiet for a change. I'm expecting the Queen to keep on as she was. This sort of thing shouldn't get her down. With the town's spirits up, so too are my customers' numbers. During the birthday celebration, my sales increased by a factor of 5. I'm so glad Her Majesty has recovered from her illness. So I do have one of everything, right? Just wanted to double check. One of everything that I could find. What a beautiful day. Perfect weather for celebrating Her Majesty's birthday. Anyway, time to get to work. Got a lot to do today. Alrighty, off to the east block we go. This is my first time visiting the capital. The roads are so wide. The Queen imprisoned the princess kidnapped. I don't care about the ends. The means Colonel Richard used are disgusting. Hey, don't wander off. I'm worried my daughter will get lost in all this craziness. I'm gonna get a toy airship. My grandson begged me to take him to the department store. I was so happy to finally see the Queen's face again. Now that the coup's been thwarted, it's finally sunk in that the ones who thwarted it were the tournament champions. Crazy times call for crazy riots. I'm getting chills from the sheer lameness of it. If the coup d'etat had succeeded, would Duke Doonan have taken over the throne? We'd be goners if that happened. That's what you get for not breaking in those shoes, I guess. I got a blister on my feet from all this walking. It really hurts too. Dad, that is so lame. I heard the intelligence division was behind the so-called terrorists. I'm glad it didn't turn out to be the Royal Guard. I've got to catch a flight on the next Cecilia, off duty of course, and the only way to fly. I didn't have to work today, so I got to play with my kid and meet some lovely new people. What's sad though is I keep thinking about work. I figured this would be a much needed break, but I just can't get away from it. Working from home means, ironically enough, I can't spend time with my kid. But she seems to understand, and it's not like I can't make time if the need arises. Wow, look at the size of this crowd. It's because it's so warm out today. Anyone selling ice cream is sure to make a ton of mirror. You know, looking at all this kind of makes me want to eat everything they've got. Which reminds me, I made you a promise. What promise? When we were dressed up as maids in the castle, you were all sulky and pouty, and I said I'd buy you some ice cream. Why do you remember the most trivial things? And as I recall, I also made you a promise in that rest area. Oh, yeah, I guess you did. Why don't we wait for the day to settle down a little bit first? Anyway, we can walk around some more, then go to the rest area behind those stores. And then I'll buy you some ice cream. Okay? Okay. This ice cream is the best. Mint chocolate is my favourite. Mummy said she'd buy me more ice cream if I would leave her alone to talk some more. This line sure is taking its sweet time. Hey, no cutting in line. I dunno. Rumours might be rumours, but it still sounds good to me. I wonder what it's like to live in the castle. Princess Claudia looks so beautiful today. I wish I could be her. One double chocolate mint coming right up. Thank you very much. I trusted them. I was so sure the Royal Guardsman would never betray Her Highness. And then Colonel Richard staged a coup d'etat. I just don't understand it. What do you think? I'm a kid? I'm not going to eat that. Oh, you're not, are you? Well then, I guess you don't mind your old man eating it. Ha ha ha. Will you look at this line? What's it for? It's a lot hotter today than it's been. Ice cold refreshment time. This crowd is something else. May as well pick up some of the latest fashions after coming all this way, you know? Alright, time to hit up that department store. You hear about that coup d'etat was pretty serious, but the Royal Guard and the Bracers put a stop to it. Can't help wondering about the Royal Army though. The reception is over, so I'm gonna go look around the city. So this is the famous Museum of History, eh? Birthday celebration first, then it's museum time. Never too old to learn more about the world around you, you know? Now where did Professor Alba get off to? I had a question for him about his special study course. It sure is lively outside. After I finish work I might go out there and get a bit lively myself. Imagine my surprise when I found myself stuck in Bose with no way home. A lot of things happened in my absence, but the museum is thankfully still intact. It looks like the airships are moving at long last. Finally I can get back to Bose. We got wrapped up in the coup d'etat before we even knew what was going on. It was kind of a shock. All the landing port closings have been on account of this coup d'etat, I suppose. Makes sense, but if the general populace had known that that was the cause, I'm sure there would have been mass hysteria. I'm just glad that despite it all, we were still able to hold the birthday celebration. I hope our passengers have a safe and enjoyable flight. Man, now that is form. I can't believe I'm here, right up next to the Arcelli after everything that happened. It's absolutely magical. Hey, it's you guys. Huh? It's me, Private Brom. You took a letter delivery request from me at Wolf Fort, remember? Oh yeah, I remember now. How have you been? Eternally grateful. Thanks to that letter, I managed to patch things up with Faye. Well, good for you, lover boy. Good for me indeed. Looks like you two are enjoying some alone time yourselves. What? Yeah, I guess we are, but, you know. Looks like we both have some fighting to do. Best wishes to you, my friends. Yeah, same to you. Finally we can resume tests on the Arcelli. Gotta get that new central factory engine for finished up. Now that Professor Russell is safe, I hope the project can finally move forward again. Alright, let's go! Did speak to her, right? Yep, yes I did. It's so nice to finally get back to some real work. We've got to win back our customers' trust. Finally, the airships are back on track again. Now maybe I can get some work done. Let's see... I think you're big enough to walk by yourself, but whatever. Sis, give me a piggyback. It makes me kind of nervous dancing around like this in front of the Erebonian embassy. It's an intimidating place. Leave it to the Queen's birthday celebration to bring out all the crazies, weirdos and heroes. And this is just a small fraction of the people you'll find in the Empire's capital city. Crazy, isn't it? I just can't imagine so many people milling about every single day. How can a city like that even function? During the birthday celebration, nobody really comes here, but we still need to stand guard just in case. I'm so glad the birthday celebration is off to such a great start. Everyone looks so happy on the streets today. The Queen's charisma is quite a positive influence. I swear, more people turn out for the festivities every year. It's crazy. In crowds like this, I have to really keep an eye out for mischief makers and shake the fun-loving out of them. This year, the airships were a mess, so we missed the competition altogether. I heard it was because of Colonel Richard's coup. I like that guy too. Sucks when someone turns out to be a backstabber. Apparently the department store is holding a big sale for the Queen's birthday celebration. All the latest brands and fashions are on sale, but only for a limited time. Are you serious? We've got to get over there. So this is Calvert's embassy. I'd love to see the inside of it. It sure is calm considering there was a coup d'etat not long ago. Everyone looks like they're having so much fun at the Queen's birthday celebration. Whoa, sure is busy out here. Doesn't look like I'll get that nap I've been wanting, may as well just hang out instead. But such horrible, horrible things are said about him. I don't think Duke Doonan is an inherently bad person. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Annalise. Hey, why so serious? It's just, this is the first time I've had a chance to work with you like this. But you two really do a nice job of covering one another, if you know what I mean. Well, we're around each other all the time, so we've gotten pretty used to each other's styles, I guess. Hello, anyone home up there? Read between the lines, you doofus. Guess I just gotta come out and say it. Annalise leaned in close and whispered into Estelle's ear. I think you two make a very cute couple. What? Don't be embarrassed, it's plain to see with the way you look at each other. I'm jealous, I mean, I'd kill for a cute boyfriend like him. Something wrong, ladies? I usually don't shop in places like this. Scheherazade and Annalise wouldn't stop going on and on about it though, so I had to check it out. Well, hello there. What you doing, Cheryl? Shopping with colleagues, been long overdue for a nice shopping trip after all. I don't get much of a chance these days. When I was little, I remember you used to take us shopping all the time. It was fun. That's right, when your dad was gone, the three of us used to go out all the time. You know, once we get back to Rolen, what say we do a little shopping together for old time's sake? I can buy you an outfit as a congratulatory gift. Really? I'd love to. It's a date then. Praise the goddess. The Queen is safe and able to celebrate her birthday properly. Thank goodness for that. Welcome. Take advantage of our birthday celebration memorial sale now. Want to know more? Just ask. Go, got a special edition of the Labelle News. Thanks to the Coup d'etat special, the Labelle News has been flying off the shelves. We can't keep them for even an hour at a time, they sell out so fast. Let's go ahead and read that last issue. Full report, rescue operation for Her Highness the Queen. Yesterday at noon, a group comprised mostly of bracers and members of the Royal Guard stormed Grantsville Castle. After rescuing Her Majesty, who had been placed under house arrest by the Intelligence Division, said group suppressed the Special Operations Unit of that division, thereby liberating the Royal Castle. ID Commanding Officer Colonel Richard, as well as other high-ranking officers involved, were placed under arrest and charged with attempting to incite a coup d'etat. In this issue, I intend to make a full account of the hidden truth behind the string of incidents. Message to the readers. I am sure there are many out there who are dumbfounded by the headings printed in this issue. Up until now, this magazine has withheld publishing information concerning major events which surrounded the occupation of the Royal Castle, placement of Her Majesty under house arrest, and other such circumstances of pertinence in an endeavour to uncover the Intelligence Division's dark conspiracy. The Labelle News sincerely apologises for the abrupt coverage and in addition asks that the readers understand our decision in this matter. Alan Richards' plan. The young founder of the Intelligence Division behind his humble facade. There lurked a calculating schemer enacting a carefully planned coup d'etat. Richards' plan all began through the utilisation of the Intelligence Division as a personal recruitment tool to amass a group of senior military officials mired in corruption and illicit affairs. These actions allowed Richard to hold the heart of the Royal Army within the palm of his hand for a time, at least. General Morgan and other such incorruptible figures of importance, on the other hand, were forcibly bound, imprisoned, or otherwise restrained from interfering. Terrorist incident resolved. In sum, soldiers in blue uniforms were the perfect imitative deception with which to frame the Royal Guards. The goal of the incident itself was to secure certain test equipment and abduct Professor Russell, the leading specialist in augment research. but the background surrounding this event is still under investigation by the Bracer Guild. Royal Highness held hostage. After gaining control over a large majority of the army, Richard finally set his coup d'etat plan into motion, placing Her Majesty's nephew Dunin von Auslies on the throne in her stead. Richard assumed control over the royal family from the shadows. His plan was to press Her Majesty to abdicate the throne by taking Her Highness Princess Claudia hostage, but the Royal Guard, led by First Lieutenant Schwartz, saw right through the machinations. A fierce battle ensued between the Special Operations Unit and the Royal Guard over Her Highness the Princess. However, being outnumbered, the Royal Guard's stand ended in defeat and Princess Claudia was taken captive. Following the incident, members of the Royal Guard were branded as terrorists and the unit was driven underground. With nothing standing in Richard's way, the success of his coup d'etat was only a matter of time. Unlikely heroes make an appearance. Amidst the chaos, an unheralded ray of light shone down upon the scene. A certain few individuals infiltrated the castle and slipped past the security of the Special Ops unit. Moreover, they succeeded in meeting with Her Majesty the Queen, who was under house arrest at the time. I have refrained from writing these individuals' names in deference to the Bracer Guild's request, but suffice it to say, the Guild itself, which had been in the dark due to regulations sanctioned by the Intelligence Division, was for the first time able to grasp the direness of the situation, thanks to information acquired by these nameless heroes. After being appraised of the chain of events, the Bracer Guild would become a central force of opposition to the Intelligence Division. Liberation of the Queen. The Bracer Guild rendezvoused with the estranged Royal Guard and set about liberating the Herb Royal Villa through a joint operation carried out under the veil of night, and beginning with Her Highness Princess Claudia, succeeded in rescuing the hostages. Then yesterday, using the tolling noon bell of the Gransel Cathedral as a cue, a rescue team primarily made up of bracers and members of the Royal Guard pressed forward with a plan to storm the castle in a three-pronged attack from air, land and underground. As rangers of the Royal Army under the command of the Intelligence Division fell upon the liberating group, a deadly battle with the Special Operations Unit erupted within the halls of Gransel Castle, and even spread to the lower levels. The struggle finally came to an end with the safe rescue of Her Majesty Queen Alicia. At roughly the same time, a unit of the Royal Army that had come within sight of the castle ceased its advance after being persuaded to lay down arms by General Morgan, who had escaped from captivity and rushed to the royal city. The coup d'etat, which had been crafted by Richard at the Intelligence Division, had been without a doubt thwarted at the narrow brink of no return. The face of this nameless paramilitary unit, as is evident from the information presented in this article, the ambitions of the Intelligence Division were not shattered by the strength of a lone hero, but by the combined courage of a host of unnamed individuals who in the end wielded the strength necessary to bring down the curtains on this intricate scheme. It has also been rumoured that a number of civilians stood shoulder to shoulder with the ranks of the Royal Guard and bracers in this endeavour. During this final struggle, the forces gathered together on the Liberators' side were in fact put in a situation which would agree was insufficient in terms of strength to combat this foe. However, it was the courage of those civilians that compensated for this deficiency. As a reporter caught up in the mix, I was also one of those individuals who found themselves being borne up by this incredible energy. Among those who gave me the strength to carry on were two junior bracers in particular, to whom I owe a special debt of gratitude, for without them, penning these articles would have been an impossibility. As we come to the end of these tumultuous events, I am once again overcome with feelings of reverence and thankfulness. The two individuals of whom I have spoken are scheduled to be awarded with their long-awaited status by the Bracer Guild at any moment. Please forgive my use of the following space for a personal message in consideration of the heroes who saved the Lavelle Kingdom. My heartiest congratulations to the both of you, and if you're ever in the mood for curry, it's on me. Society Royal Guard reinstated. The Royal Guard, which had been branded as terrorists and forced underground, has had its honour restored. The Army Strategic Operations Headquarters also decided today that the Royal Guard will be officially reinstated, and it's expected that First Lieutenant Schwartz and all of her fellow officers will be returning to their former unit. Society General Morgan promoted. The coup d'etat plan was carried out by a division of the military that should have served as a protective shield to the public. The Royal Army itself, unable to foresaw this serious incident despite the threat it posed to the nation, will refocus its prime objective on restructuring and reorganising in order to prevent such future tragedies. To head that movement, the Royal Assembly has already proposed the leadership be awarded to General Morgan. The Royal Army has shown signs that it will comply with these demands, and General Morgan is expected to accede to the office of Commander of Strategic Operations. In addition, it was announced that former Colonel Cassius Bright, who acted as the General's right hand during the 100 Days War, will be making a return, this time as an adjunct to the Commander. The former Colonel had, after the war, resigned from his post and transferred his considerable talents to the Bracer Guild. Society mystery at the Tetrasilic Towers. Yesterday afternoon, numerous reports came in from all over the kingdom in witness to a mysterious light. It has been said that a beam of light shone from the tops of Tetrasilic Towers. We are presently awaiting an investigation into the matter, as no further details are known at this time. Sounds like that is what is gonna be the next game. Now, what should I do about lunch today? Housewives never get a day off, even during the birthday celebration. If I can't get my wicked tongue under control, I'll never be allowed to sell tea, so I need to just bite it and be nice. I'm going to teach myself everything I can about teas and try to talk Fiona into letting me sell them. That'll show that smug sister of mine who's the real exotic tea girl in this family. Oh, hi Philip. Ah, hello again. Please forgive my lack of decorum. Through my actions yesterday, I've caused His Grace much trouble. On that subject, do you know where we might find Duke Doonan? His Grace has sequestered himself to consider the claims made by the Queen. He's spending his days at the Herb Royal Villa, isolated with his thoughts. Oh, is he now? Then what brings you here, Philip? Well, I've been sent here on an errand to buy donuts for His Grace, you see. Oh, I see. I get the feeling he's not being completely honest about that. Yeah, he's pretty clearly here for his own donuts, but whatever floats his airship. I keep forgetting to ask Danton to order some teapots from the Republic next time he has a chance. Tea goods have gotten really popular with womenfolk lately, and I think that they'd totally love it. Alrighty, now let's go ruin the rest of Olivier's day by turning him into the Erebonian embassy. Can't let him have too much fun after all. Estelle, Joshua, it is the birthday celebration. What a waste it would be if we were not to enjoy it, no? Hey Joshua, I think he's the guy. Without question. I have it. Why don't you join me in a little afternoon delight? Just you and I. Doesn't that sound divine? Come now, do say yes. Haha, funny you asked. We were just talking to this guy, who asked us the same thing, and we said we have this friend whom you would probably just love to talk to. Did you really now? Honest to goodness? Absolutely, would you like us to introduce him to you? I would most love that. Please, lead the way. Why are we back at the Bracer Guild? Oh, don't get your neckerchief in a knot. Elnan's calling over our guest, you see. Yes. The interested party has been successfully contacted and should be arriving here shortly. Ha, I imagine she simply can't bear waiting for the opportunity to meet me. Tell me, have I made this kitten's acquaintance before, or is this to be our first meowing? I believe the kitten knows you and really wants to see you. Aha, kittens in Gransel. Perhaps it's Shara, or perhaps even Kana or Annalise. No, I must not discount the possibility that it might be Maya Maybelle, or maybe even dear sweet Lila. Surely it's not Princess Claudia, or Taita. Well, let's just say that you've got one heck of an imagination. Ah, it seems that our guest is already here. Is she now? My dearest, come in. That kind of welcome, who am I to refuse? What? Looks like you've done what I asked then. I appreciate it. On behalf of the Erebonian embassy, I thank you. That's not necessary. It was Olivier who was really eager to oblige you. I don't remember being present at that discussion. But does this mean that you're the kitten who wished to see me? What are you smoking? Her Royal Majesty the Queen directly invited you to tonight's banquet, so I'm not about to tell you can't go. But I know you, and I know you're going to get into trouble if you're not properly chaperoned. so I'm keeping a close eye on you until dinner time, and you're going to like it. Estelle, Joshua, you tricked me? Don't blame your bad hearing on us. You were the one who decided it was a woman. We never said a word. Now then, evening swiftly approaches. There's a lot of paperwork to fill out, and you're going to do it. So let's get back to the embassy, shall we? Oh no! Well, case closed, I guess. Since that concludes your investigation, allow me to give you your rightful reward. Your proper bracer notebooks are not yet ready, so I'd like for you to note this in your junior one. And that's it. That's all the bracer quests completed and full BP. I feel a little guilty about this request, but okay. Now why don't we get back to the birthday celebration? Sounds good. And once we've checked everything out, we can go to the rest area in the Eastern Bloc. I can't believe our first official request as full-fledged bracers was to get Olivia sent back to the embassy. Oh well. Time to head on over here. Okay, we finally made it to the rest area. You look pretty tired. You want to sit down and take a break for a little bit? You, walking all over the place like that can really take it out of you. Glad we can get off our feet for a minute then. For the moment at least, Gransel seems like it's generally at peace. You really think so? I'm just glad that we can leave it all up to Dad and everyone else, at least for today. Of course, I really think it should be his responsibility to begin with, since he showed up so late. Yeah, I suppose so. Maybe it's just part of his nature. Oh well, it's not like we can do anything about it. But check us out, we're actually full bracers now. Which means we're not beholden to any specific branch and can go wherever we want. Anytime a branch is short-handed and requests help, we'll just take an airliner to get there. But our newfound freedom will also mean greater responsibilities. Sure, but I think we'll be able to handle it. I mean, hey, we actually played a major part in stopping a coup. And it means I'll never have to hear Dad going on about how it worries him when you're not around to keep an eye on me. Yeah, I think his days of saying that are at an end. You really showed him what you can do. Still, I think I'd like to stay with you from now on. Huh? Oh, what, I just get on your nerves? No, nothing like that. But what do you mean by stay with me? Just that we know each other so well and we can practically read each other's minds. I think we make a good team, and I'd hate to break it up. Oh, you mean like for bracer business? And here I was thinking you were gonna tell me your big confession or something. What? Nothing, forget I said anything. Estelle, what was that all? But boy, it sure is hot out today, huh? And there's nothing to beat hot weather like ice cream, huh? My treat, just like I promised, so you wait right here. Oh. I don't think there's an ice cream stand over that way. I wonder if she... Nah, there's no way. My, but I do envy you your youth sometimes. Professor Alba. It's been a long time since we last met, hasn't it? So much has happened lately, but things are finally settling down again. People truly thrive the most in peaceful times. Oh, is something the matter? You look a bit pale. I would have thought you'd generally be in better spirits now that you've attained senior bracer status. Speaking of which, I truly must congratulate you on your success. So long as, of course, I'm not being too forward in doing so. Ever since we first met, you always made me really uncomfortable. I'm a little more used to you now, but I still get the shakes a little bit whenever you look at me. Oh? And in all the cases we've dealt with, there have been people who just forget things. You're always there investigating, no matter where we've gone. The timing's almost a little too good. What really clued me in was Kurt's reaction. He lost his memories too. He said he wasn't feeling so well when he was in the stands, and you were right there with him. Professor Alba, Was it you? Impressive. Even with your cognizance and recollection being puppeteered, you were still able to piece it all together. Indeed, it was I. Allow me to clear away your confusion. Oh? You're... Haha, so you finally remember me, do you? When your heart was in tatters, it was I who rebuilt it. I who restored it. It was I who poured a soul back into that empty vessel. You have the power to twist the minds and memories of men. The 7 snake apostles, Yangui, you're one of them. Wise man the faceless. Ha, I've not heard that name pass your lips in ages. Enforcer number 13. The Black Fang Joshua Stray. You were behind all of this, which means that Lieutenant Lawrence has to be... It is as you surmise. I was kind enough not to erase your memories of him. I'm not surprised you were able to make the connection so quickly. I'm sure he'd be pleased to know you were thinking of him. So, you're here to finish me off? No, nothing of the sort. The first phase of our plan went off without a hitch. Since I've a moment to spare, I simply thought I'd come to see you. First phase? The seal in the old ruins. The gate which blocks the path to the ring. Wrenching it open was but the first step of many. And already there exists no means of closing it again. I knew this wouldn't be the end of it. What the heck is the Shining Ring? And what is your little society after? If you really wish to know, why don't you rejoin? I'm certain that you'd be able to return to active duty in no time. You needn't look so glum. We can get you back into fighting form. Please spare me your withering looks. I do understand that you have a family now, whom you regard as important. You greatly admire your father, to say nothing of the girl you so adore. Even with him on our side, throwing those gifts away would be the actions of an idiot. And so I've come here to see you. I came to offer you true freedom from our association, as thanks for the integral role you so perfectly played. Which means that I must congratulate you, Joshua. You are already a free man. I am most grateful for the work that you've done over the past 5 years. What? Oh, don't be so boring. I was expecting a bit more cheer out of you at hearing such news. Perhaps there's a flaw in the design of your emotions. I've been helping you? What kind of BS are you expecting me to swallow? Oh, pardon me, I completely forgot to tell you. I never intended you to be an assassin, but rather a spy. What? The society abandoned you. We played on the pities of a noble-hearted man, and it worked. You were giving a loving home. And while you were there, our contacts would check in on you from time to time, and you tell them everything. We were particularly interested in your reports on the movements of the Bracer Guild, as well as your intel on one Cassius Bright. But of course, you wouldn't remember having done things such as that. You were not yourself at the time. Cassius Bright, S-ranked Bracer. He was the foremost impediment to the success of this plan. We felt certain he would be quick to act in order to stop any coup d'etat that should occur. But through a detailed analysis of his behavioural patterns, we finally devised a plan that would lead him out of the country, and out of our way. The intel you've unknowingly been feeding us has been most useful indeed. No. And so I must thank you again. The past 5 years have been an inestimable help. No, you're lying. You have to be lying. All that time I spent with Estelle. Why are you so sad? Has your feigned ignorance not earned you a beloved family as well as a happy home? If you say nothing, they will never know. However, it is the sort of thing that might weigh heavily on a fellow. since your fellow members of the Bright household are such good people. Perhaps a little too good for a monster such as yourself. However, much you may model your behaviour after a normal, decent person, you are no such thing. You must surely have noticed your ability to reason through and execute a solution to a problem, no matter the circumstances. Your physical strength and reflex is better than an entire squadron of normal soldiers. You are my greatest creation, my human weapon. That is who and what you truly are, the Black Fang. You have no place in the lives of normal people. You'll never be happy in their presence again. You can't be. When it comes too much for you, you are always welcome to return to the Grandmaster Society of Souls, back to Ouroboros. Oh man, what a twist. Is this my punishment? My sister, and lo, what do I do? Oh, I don't know how to face him after all that. I've kept him waiting for way too long. It's getting late too. I'm such an idiot. I need to learn to think before I open my mouth. I wonder if Joshua's figured me out. Gotta cool down. I feel like I'm stuck in permablush mode. Ah, Estelle, I thought I might find you around here somewhere. Hi, Professor Alba. Fancy seeing you here. Haha, indeed. I was actually just speaking with Joshua. Congratulations on your promotion to senior bracer status. Thanks. Is something wrong? I don't know. Something just seems different about you. What's got you looking so cheerful? Okay, you've got me. To tell the truth, I've made several major advances in my archaeological research. You might say that it's put me in a good mood. Hey, that's awesome. Oh, sorry. My ice cream's going to melt, so I'd better get going. I'll see you later. I see. Cassius Bright's daughter. I think she's going to be quite a lot of fun. Hey, sorry it took so long. It was super crowded there, but I have returned with our valuable loot. Cool, thanks. Now we can eat like kings. Yeah. So about earlier. Yeah, I want to apologize for that. I didn't mean to be so vague. It just wasn't an appropriate time for confessions, you know? Oh, sure. I didn't really mind so much. Well, when I gave it some more thought, it seemed kind of silly to try and rush things. We may be senior bracers now, but that just means that we have different work to focus on. We might have to really consider our future prospects. Right. If we get married, we'll have to think about raising children. I've got to stop getting so far ahead of myself. Well, it's evening already, so why don't we eat our ice cream on the way back? Everyone's probably waiting for us. Hey, Joshua? What is it? Did you have something you wanted to discuss about the future? No, what would give you that idea? Come on, let's get back to the castle. What's wrong, Estelle? You've been completely on edge for a while now. Something on your mind? Yeah. Hey, Cheryl? Did you think Joshua was acting weird at dinner? If anyone was acting weird, I'd say it was you. He was as calm as he ever is. Well, yeah, but... Aha! I see. I get it. Get what? You can't keep secrets from me. I had a feeling about it, but I was wondering if you'd ever admit it to yourself. You're kind of falling for Joshua, aren't you? You can tell? It's pretty obvious, sorry, hun. But I'm guessing you haven't told him anything about this. No. Joshua's always picking on me, telling me what a dope I am. Not that I should be criticizing anyone, I guess. You're so naive. It's a wonder how you've lasted this long. You need to learn to look a little deeper. Big sister is ready to begin your education in love, Estelle. I'm never asking you for advice again. I'm just kidding, I'm sorry. I don't mean to tease. But you guys set out just when puberty was about to hit. It's only logical that you'd start picking up on feelings for each other. Oh, you think so? Traveling together just seems like such a petty reason for that kind of thing. I guess I've gotten a little more self-aware since we started all this. Oh, this isn't like me at all. You're the proverbial flower that refuses to blossom. Every girl feels that way. Shara, I don't want to lecture you. I'll talk about this with you if you're not ready. But if you are, then what say we have ourselves some girl talk, Would it help if I told your fortune? Yeah, okay. I promise I'll listen to whatever you have to say. Okay. Alright, time for your lesson, my protege. Oh, Estelle, big sister has moved to tears. On second thought, never mind. But thank you. I do feel a little better. I'm going to go see Joshua for a little bit. Oh? You're going to tell him? Not about that. There really does seem to be something weird going on with him. I want to see what that's about first. Aw. Well, you do seem to know him better than anyone else. I'm sure that everything will turn out just fine between you two. Maybe you can even just have a nice calm discussion with him and be open about what's on your mind. I don't think I'm quite that ready yet. Okay, I'll see you later. Young love. Ah, they'll probably be fine. Huh? They're not here. Oh yeah, Dad's still in some meeting, I think. But where's Joshua? Joshua? Ah, he's out playing somewhere then. Guess I can't explore anymore? Oh, I can. That sound is so pretty. Who's playing it? Oh yeah, he's never played harmonica for you before, has he? That's Joshua. Joshua? I didn't know he could play the harmonica. He's good. Yeah, he's alright. I'm too clumsy to play any kind of instrument myself. He's lucky to have that kind of talent. Sheesh, if Tita's clumsy, what does that make me? That music takes me back. I feel as if I heard it back when I was a kid. Really? But you're originally from Ravenue Village, right? Yeah. Agate has a little sister there. Her name's Misha. Hey. No way, you've got a sister? Yeah, I've got a sister, so what? I ain't brother of the year or anything like that, if that's what you're implying. I pretty much go home, but I guess maybe when I get some time I can drop by for a visit. I've successfully recovered that gospel thing Colonel Richard was using. After the investigation of the sealed area is complete and I've returned to Zeiss, I'll have to run a full series of experiments on it. It is weird, I'll give you. It's like nobody knows where or how it was made. Indeed. If we can't determine its true form, we may never learn the meaning of the events that occurred in the sealed area. My academic instincts are tingling just thinking about how important an artifact this truly is. Tingling is generally good. Just don't get so wrapped up in it that you let yourself get kidnapped again, okay? Of course, I'll take every precaution. I've even made certain the gospel itself has been placed in Cassius's care. There's no safer place for it, would you not agree? Yeah, that's about the best you're gonna get. Ah, Estelle, hello. It seems Master Cassius is still in conference, no? Yeah, seems that way. Second Lieutenant Lawrence and Captain Amalthea are still on the run after all. Reorganizing the military chain of command will probably take him a good long while, and that's just one thing he's got to deal with. Pity, I was going to invite him for a drink. But I'm certain the Master will put every effort into catching them. I have complete faith in his abilities. Still, to think that Lawrence was going easy on us during the martial arts competition. If he hadn't been... Yeah, when he fought the second time, it was like someone had flipped a switch, except instead of on off, it was strong, crazy strong. I mean, I know he used to be a Jaeger, but are all Jaegers as strong as he is? Well, he is experienced at least, and any soldier with his experience is sure to be quite powerful. But his power is beyond words. Facing him is like going off to be slaughtered. It's suicide. Hey, isn't that Joshua playing the harmonica? We can hear it from here, then he must be playing on the garden terrace. Now's your chance. Better get up there to him now while the situation is just right. Yeah, I'd better. Better not. This is so not the time for that, Shara. Aw, you're no fun. Oh ho, 'tis young Joshua's performance, is it not? I heard him play by the lake, but this is not mere playing. It's the weaving of melody, the chisel of a sculptor or brush of a painter. He's been practicing, I surmise. He did play a lot when he was a kid. He played other songs, but this was the one he'd always come back to. Was it now? It's quite a surprise to hear Joshua play such a delicately beautiful, yet obscure song. There are few enough Imperials who still remember it, much less Liberlians. Wait, so it's an Erebonian song? Indeed, the Whereabouts of Light. A very old Erebonian melody. A perennial favourite of the country folk, in fact. Wow, I had no idea. By yourself today? Alrighty, let's go see Joshua. Hey Estelle. Nice night, isn't it? Yeah, there's that song again. The Whereabouts of Light. I've lost a lot, but this song and this harmonica have always been with me. I've been thinking about why I play it. Maybe it's a habit I should quit. I think I want to tell you what I was doing before I met you. Joshua. Okay. This may take a while. Do you mind? Not at all. I'll listen to whatever you have to say. Thank you. Once upon a time, there lived a little boy all by himself. He was the timid sort, relying on the kindness of others without a single redeeming trait. But he had people he cared about with him, so he was happy. But one day something happened that broke his heart. He forgot how to speak, to feel, even to eat. All he could do was play his harmonica. No matter how hard his caretaker tried, nothing helped his heart to mend, and he grew weaker by the day. One day, a wandering magician appeared before the boy. I will heal the boy's heart for you, he said, provided, of course, I am compensated. And so the boy was given over into the magician's care. As he attempted to piece the broken heart back together, the magician found that he could shape the boy's existence into anything he wished. And so the boy's new heart became that of a murderer. For 2 years, the boy killed every single day. Under cover of night, he murdered dozens of soldiers. He slit the throat of a national cabinet minister who was under heavily armed guard. Sometimes he used explosives which maimed and killed innocent bystanders. At some point, he became regarded as something more than a mere killer. He was known as the Black Fang, and the name struck fear into the hearts of men. One day the magician gave the boy an assassination order. His target was a hero, a man who had protected his queen and nation from the threat of an invading northern country. He was a brazier who had held a special rank shared only by 3 others in the entire land. But the target was too strong. He defeated the boy with all of the ease of a tiger swatting at a playful cub. At that moment, some of the magician's servants showed up. Since the boy's face had been seen, he was now a loose end to be tied up. But someone came to his aid and drove the attackers away. It was, of course, the man he had come to kill. And so the boy was taken to the man's house where he met a young girl. He lived there for 5 years, always feeling like he was lost in some wonderful dream. In the real world, he would never be allowed to have such dreams. But all dreams must end at some point. The time was drawing near when reality could be avoided no longer. And that's the end of my story. Thank you for being patient with me and listening. Was all that real? Every syllable. My heart is broken. My hands will always be stained with blood. I failed in the assassination of your father. I've been betraying you for a long time. The boy can't be saved from his real purpose. His presence alone seems to bring disaster and misery. He's just tainted. But the boy set out on a journey, in hopes that he may keep his misfortunes from the ones he holds dear. He will find and stop the foul magician who created the life he has led. What? That's the last remnant of my human heart. I won't be needing it anymore, but I want you to take it. It's hardly an adequate way to thank you for the last 5 years. Yet I can't think of anything better. Stop it. What? I said stop it. Stop talking about it like it's a dream. You make it sound like nothing's happened was even real to you. What differences does the past make? Your heart is broken? What does that even mean? Estelle. Look at me. Look into my eyes. They've always seen that boy, in good times and bad. No matter how much the boy was hurting, I always saw how hard he'd been holding up. Joshua, I love you. You can't just leave me on my own. My feelings won't just go away when you do. I won't let you. Estelle. Huh? Oh? Joshua. Finally. What was that? It's so bitter. It's just a fast-acting sedative. Don't worry, there are no side effects. Oh? What? Why? Why did you? My Estelle, you shine like the sun. My time with you was the happiest and the most painful I've ever known. Just as the brightest light casts the darkest shadow. If you stayed with me, you'd find out just how disgusting my true nature is. Sometimes I think it would have been better if we'd never met. No. But this time is different. I'm grateful that you came to see me. I hate that I have to run from a girl who's so important to me, but it's all I can do. But I want you to know that I'll always be thinking of you. Joshua. Joshua. Thank you for everything. You had me from the first moment I met you. I've always loved you. Goodbye, Estelle.